Hello and welcome to 8.3, where you guys are going to be learning about conditional probability. And this is the definition of conditional probability. It's the probability that event B occurs given that event A has already occurred. So an example of that would be, for instance, if a student doesn't get enough sleep at night, then they don't do well on a test. And so if a student doesn't sleep, what will occur is that a student doesn't do well on a test. So event A occurs and affects event B. That's how that's going to work. And this is how we're going to write a conditional statement. So when you see this straight line symbol, you know that it's a conditional statement. The first thing occurs and then the second thing occurs type of way. So let's go ahead and do an example. This is on your next page of your note sheet. And example 1 is 100 people who frequently get migraine headaches were chosen to participate in a study of a new anti-headache medicine. Some of the participants were given the medicine, others were not. After 1 week, the participants were asked if they got a headache during the week. And so that's what this diagram is here. So the people that took the medicine, there were 12 of them that still got headaches. Those that took medicine, there were 48 of them that did not get any headaches. And obviously you can see that from if you took no medicine, 15 people still got headaches and 25 people ended up not getting headaches. So ultimately what I want to do is I want to find so we want to know to the nearest percentage what is the probability that a participant who took the medicine did not get a headache. And so we've got two events here. The first event is, let me see if I can underline this for you. Our first event is the participant who took the medicine. That's going to be our first event. And then our second event is going to be didn't get a headache. So my colors aren't working for me, but the second one is going to be the participant did not get a headache. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of type that up for you guys. Event A is those that took the medicine, and event B are those that did not get a headache. So those are going to be the two events that we're going to deal with. Out of these, for event A, there are, I'm going to use my chart here, those that took the medicine. So I'm going to look and see how many people took the medicine. And I see that there are 60 people that took the medicine. So that's going to be 60 people. And then for event B, those that did not get a headache, I'm going to look here. Those that did not get a headache are 48 people. So I'm going to write down that number. So our final thing that we're going to do is we want to find the probability, or what is the probability that a participant who took the medicine did not get a headache. So in order to find our probability here, what we're going to do is we are going for a conditional probability. We take the last event divided by our first event. So for this particular problem, our last event is those that did not get a headache. So 48 people divided by our first event, or those that took the medicine, which is 60 people. So our probability for probability that a participant who took the medicine did not get a headache is going to be 48 out of 60, or our final, if we turn that into a percentage, because it says to turn this into a percentage, I'm going to take 48 divided by 60, and I'm going to turn that into a decimal. So I'm going to get 0.8 when I take 48 divided by 60, And in order to turn that into percentage, I'm going to multiply 0.8 times 100. And you will do that every single time. You'll take your decimal times 100, and I have 80% of the people that took the medicine did not get a headache, which is a pretty good percentage. Okay, event B, or problem B, is to the nearest percentage, what is the probability that a participant who did not get a headache took the medicine? And so we're going to be looking at two different events here. The first event is participants who did not get a headache, and then the participants who took the medicine. So for our first event, we're going to look at those that did not get a headache. So the number of people, I'm going to look on my chart here, the number of people that did not get a headache is our first event. So there were 73 people that did not get a headache. Now, out of those 73 people, event B is what we're going to look at. So we want to look at those who took the medicine. So we first look at what our event A is, the column that our event A is looking at. And event B says those that took the medicine. There were 48 people that took the medicine. So we're going to put in 48. From here, we want to find the nearest percentage. So I'm going to take my last event divided by my first event. So I'm going to take 48 divided by 73. And when I divide that, I'm going to get a decimal. So when I divide those, I'm going to get 0.658. And then in order to turn that into percentage, I'm going to multiply that by 100. And ultimately, we want to get to the nearest percentage. So my nearest percentage is actually going to be 66%. I'm going to round up with that decimal. And so that would be my final percentage.